So we start with fifth lesson of operating system, that is memory management. What have we done in fourth lesson? Can anyone tell? Process scheduling. What did we do?
Different types of scheduling techniques.
We have studied different types of scheduling techniques. Did we see what are the criteria for scheduling? CPU utilization, turnaround time, waiting time, arrival time. Did we
Yes,
see that
ma'am.
also?
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
in this memory management technique, let us see how the memory of the system is being utilized by each and every process. So when I say that a process is getting executed by your CPU, it is always going to utilize some part of a memory. And how that memory is being managed by your operating system, that we are going to see in this lesson. Okay. So what is a memory? It is nothing but large array of words or bytes. So can I say a memory is nothing but an array which has n number of bytes, n number of bits, or n number of words for storing the information. Okay. What is bits? 0 and 1. What is byte? 1 byte is equal to how many bits?
8
Eight.
bits,
8 bits. 1 word is equal to how many bits?
16 bits,
So that is, which means what? I am storing those many. If I say 16 bits, that means 16 bits is being stored inside the memory. Okay, so it is nothing but a place where your data can be stored in the form of a bits, where bits holds the value either 0 or 1. Okay, size may be different, but bit value will be either 0 or 1. Now every data that is stored in the memory can be accessed. So when I want to access that, I should have an address or I should have a memory location. Do you remember this from the third chapter, of your CO? Yes? Yes or no? If I want to go somewhere and if I do not have an address, can I reach to that particular place?
No.
No.
No, ma'am.
So it is
No, ma'am.
important to tell me the address. अगर मुझे प्रथम के घर जाना है, प्रथम एड्रेस ही नहीं देगा, तो what will I do? I'll keep on roaming here and there. So if I have an address, I have to go to that address and take the data from that place. So whenever a data is stored in the memory, it is stored with the help of some location, and that location has an address. So we identify the data based on the address or based on the memory location. तो अगर आप 10 डेटा स्टोर कर रहे हो तो हर एक 10 डेटा को एड्रेस रहेगा और उसको मेमोरी लोकेशन रहेगा. तो जब सीपीयू एग्जीक्यूट करेगा वो डेटा को, सो इट विल फर्स्ट आस्क वेयर दैट डेटा इज स्टोर्ड. So what will system give? The system will give the address, then it will go to the address and take the data. Okay. How does a CPU fetch the instruction from the memory? Based on the program counter. Do you remember what is program counter?
Yes, ma'am.
So if there are 10 instructions, who is going to tell me to select which instruction, after that which instruction? It will be told by the program counter, that if you have finished the first execution of the first instruction, automatically PC will point to the second instruction and CPU will execute that particular second instruction. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, do you remember what is instruction cycle? डेटा प्रोग्राम सीपीयू के पास चला जाएगा और एग्जीक्यूशन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा क्या? इज इट लाइक दैट?
No, it will be in the
No,
order.
ma'am.
हाँ. What will happen? It will wait in the queue. Queue में से वो select होगा. Select होने के बाद data will be fetched. It will be decoded. Then it will be executed, and then the result will be stored. So let it be any instruction of a program. It will follow the cycle. And what is that cycle? The fetch cycle. After fetch, decode. After decode, execute. After execute, store the result. If this is completed with respect to first instruction, second will be fetched, second will be decoded, second will be executed, second will be stored, and then third, then fourth, and this will continue until we do not come to the end of the program. Will this happen one by one, or will it happen in a pipeline?
Depends on the processor.
It depends on the processor. Okay. अगर processor pipeline है तो कैसे होगा?
One pipeline will execute the fetch and decode, and the other will execute and store.
So when first instruction is fetch and when it goes to decode, the second pipeline will put the second instruction in the fetch. When first goes to decode, when first goes to execute, second will come to decode. When first goes to store, second will go to execute. So immediately after first is out, second is also almost reached in displaying the result. This cycle keeps on happening in pipeline in parallel. Okay, so we can have a processor which has parallelism also achieved. How that parallelism is achieved? When first goes to the next state, bring the second in the first state. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Let us try to understand what is the basic hardware for your memory. Now, when I talk about what is this MM, when I say MM means what it is, which type of memory? MM stands for
Main memory.
correct. Main memory मतलब क्या? अपना hard disk के RAM.
RAM.
Correct. So your main memory MM is nothing but the primary memory, also called as RAM. What is your SM? Secondary memory, that is your hard disk. What is CM? CM is cache memory. Okay? So main memory and registers are inside your processor itself, which acts as a storage, and CPU can directly access them. When you open the motherboard, do you get to see register memory? नहीं. क्यों? क्योंकि register और cache दोनों भी जो memory है small amount का in the form of KBs are already there inside the processor. तो processor को जब भी data चाहिए register या CM cache memory में से, तो it does not go outside and search in RAM or in hard disk or anywhere else. Why? Because it is there inside only itself only. It is a part of its own unit. Therefore, it does not have to go out and search somewhere. If it is main memory, वो भी एकदम बाजू में ही है. Have you seen the motherboard? Where is your main memory? RAM slots, are they very near to the processor? Yes. They are exactly very near to the processor as compared to your secondary slots. Okay. So if they are registers, cache memory and main memory, if you want the data from there, it becomes very easy. Why? Because they are nearby. So if they are nearby, it is very easy to access. Okay. So they can be accessed directly. मैं directly जाके उधर से access कर सकती हूँ. वाया आने की जरूरत नहीं. But अगर secondary memory है, so what is happening in the secondary memory? First of all, they are very far, क्योंकि उसको externally connect किया गया है through your cables. ठीक है? So but when I want to access there, secondary memory cannot be accessed directly. पहले मुझे main memory के पास जाना पड़ेगा. Main memory secondary memory में से खुद के पास लेके आएगा. फिर CPU main memory में खुद के पास लेगा to do the execution. So that process is going to take time. Why it is taking time? Because CPU has no rights to go directly to the secondary memory and access. जो भी secondary में है उसको पहले main memory में लाओ, फिर CPU main memory में से लेगा and then it will execute. So what does this mean? That if the data is nearby, your CPU will be taking less time to execute. And what is that nearby? It is nothing but either the register and cache at the first position, main memory at the second position. But if your data is in the secondary memory or somewhere else, let it be in the PCI slots or anywhere else, it is going to take time. Why? Because CPU do not have access to go there and directly take the data. Whatever is there outside has to be first brought in the main memory, which will take some time. And once it is brought in the main memory, then only it can be taken by the CPU for execution. Okay. So many instructions take memory address and not the disk address. Now what is memory address and disk address? Memory address means आपका main memory का address. And disk address means what? आपके secondary memory में hard disk का जो address रहेगा, your partition slot number, track number, sector number, that is called as disk address. तो CPU कभी भी disk address नहीं लेता है. Disk address को memory address में convert करेगा. कैसे? By bringing the data from the hard disk to the main memory. When it is brought, it will automatically convert your disk address to memory address, and then the instructions will be selected from your memory address. Are you understanding? Yes. हार्ड डिस्क का जो डेटा है उसका एड्रेस अलग है, मेन मेमोरी में जो डेटा है उसका एड्रेस अलग है. बट व्हाई कैन नॉट CPU यूज दैट डिस्क एड्रेस? बिकॉज CPU हैज नो राइट टू कम्युनिकेट डायरेक्टली टू सेकेंडरी मेमोरी. Whatever is to be executed in the system has to be brought in the main memory. So even if the data is on the disk address, it will be brought into the main memory, it will be converted into the memory address, and then it would be selected by the CPU for execution. Therefore, it is said that instructions take memory address and not the disk address. Clear up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any instruction in execution or any data used by an instruction must be in one of these direct access storage device. That means जो भी data है, जो भी instruction आपको execute करना है, वो ये सारे devices पे होना चाहिए. कौन से devices जहाँ पे direct access है? तो किधर है direct access? Either in the register or in the cache memory or in the main memory. इसके अलावा CPU किसी से भी direct communication नहीं कर सकता. So if you want to execute anything and if it is not in this three, see to it that you brought it in, see to it that it is brought in the main memory and then it is being executed. Okay. Registers can be accessed by using one clock cycle. Memory access may require multiple clock cycle. Why register को एक ही cycle और main memory को multiple cycle? Why is this so? Any idea?
Because in register may be of 16 to 32 bytes, but in main memory every storage area is of 8 bits.
Okay. What can be other thing? That is correct. This is one that this is also correct. But what is the major important thing? What did I tell you? The very first thing, register और cache memory किधर है? Processor के अंदर ही है, correct? तो उसको खुद के अंदर ढूंढने में कम टाइम लगेगा. Yes or no? If I have a say suppose I want to search a remote. If a remote is at my house only, in my room only, will it take a less time to search? Suppose if it is in the neighbor, if it is in the neighbor's house, will I take more time to search there? Yes. So if the data is inside itself, that means if the data is inside the register and CPU, which is a part of a if the data is in the register and cache memory, which is inside the processor itself, that means it is going to take less time to search inside rather than to go in the main memory and search. तो मेन मेमोरी में मल्टीपल टाइम्स जाना भी पड़ेगा, आने जाना पड़ेगा बहुत बार. बट अगर रजिस्टर में है तो क्या है, आई विल सर्च इट इनसाइड ओनली. देयरफॉर इट मे हैपन दैट आई हैव ओनली सिंगल क्लॉक यूज्ड to consider or to extract the data, whereas if it is in the main memory, I will take multiple rounds of clock to extract the data. Correct? Same thing goes with the cache memory also. If it is a cache memory, the data extracted will be using only one clock cycle. Why? Because again, cache memory is also a part of a CPU itself. Do you remember the cache memory is the highest speed memory?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember that diagram? CPU first search for the data in the cache, if not in main, if not in secondary memory. Do you remember that diagram of CO?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Every process should have their own memory space. To do this, we determine the range of addresses which are legal. Now, whenever a process is coming in a system for execution, it is there in some or the other memory location, or it is there in some or the other memory, and that memory is dedicated for that process until it does not complete the execution. एक बार execution हो गया, तो that memory space will become vacant for some another process. So for example, if I have a process P1, that P1 is in the memory location 0000 to 0002. Okay, so that much space from 0000 to 0002 is dedicated for whom? For P1. Nobody can remove. When it will be removed, if the process P1 has completed its execution, result is given, and when it goes out, that space is kept empty or vacant for next process to enter. But जब तक वो process का execution नहीं होता, तब तक वो process को memory space से nobody can remove. Okay, so every process has its own memory space, and every memory space has a starting and an ending location. Starting location क्या है? 0000. Ending location क्या है? 0002. Okay. Now, how do you identify कि 000 start है और 0002 end है? It is nothing but identified by the two registers called as base register and limit register. तो base register क्या बताता है? Starting address, और limit क्या बताएगा? कि by adding that limit to the starting address, I can find out the end address. I repeat again. every process is stored in the memory. When it is stored in the memory, it has a starting address and it has a ending address. Starting address is stored where? It is in the base register. एंडिंग किधर भी स्टोर नहीं होता है, एंडिंग हमको कैलकुलेट करना पड़ता है. कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? बाय एडिंग द वैल्यू इनसाइड द लिमिट रजिस्टर विथ द बेस रजिस्टर. ओके, नाउ हाउ डू वी डू दैट? लेट अस सी. फॉर एग्जांपल, बेस रजिस्टर का एड्रेस क्या है? 300040. ठीक है, दिस मीन्स व्हाट? के प्रोसेस को मेमोरी लोकेशन 300040 इज व्हाट? द स्टार्टिंग लोकेशन. इतना समझा? दैट मीन्स डेटा, वो प्रोसेस का डेटा कहां से स्टार्ट करेगा लेने के लिए? फ्रॉम द स्टार्टिंग लोकेशन 300040. करेक्ट?
Yes.
हाँ. अभी
Yes, ma'am.
इसका एंडिंग क्या होगा? वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट. कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? फ्रॉम द वैल्यू इन द लिमिट रजिस्टर. लिमिट रजिस्टर में वैल्यू क्या है? 120900. So when I add this LR value with the BR value, I get the ending address or ending location. So what will be the addition of this two? Tell me.
4,20,940.
4 lakh ऐसा मत बोलो. 300040 plus 120900. It comes to 420940. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. तो
Yes,
your processor का your process का starting address is 30040 and ending address is 420940. Are you understanding? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
तो उतना लोकेशन पे your process का data will be stored. Understood how to calculate the ending address for a process?
Yes, ma'am.
You will be given with the starting location as base register. To calculate the ending location, you have to add the value of base register with the limit register. Whatever you get is nothing but your ending location address. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay. Now what you mean by address binding? Now your program is residing on the disk. Okay, your program is on the disk. To execute this program, it has to be placed within the process. That means it has to be converted into a process. अभी आपका program किधर है? Hard disk में. Can I execute that program directly from the hard disk? No. It has to be brought in the main memory. So anything which is brought in the main memory is converted from a program to a process. Okay. प्रोसेस कब बनेगा? जब एग्जीक्यूशन स्टार्ट होता है तभी. तो एग्जीक्यूशन कहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा? जब तक उसको मेन मेमोरी में नहीं लाओगे तब तक सीपीयू उसको हाथ ही नहीं लगाएगा फॉर एग्जीक्यूशन. सो योर प्रोग्राम इज इन द हार्ड डिस्क. Once when it is brought in the main memory for execution, it will be called as process. Okay. Process may be moved between the disk and memory during the execution. अभी बहुत बार वो प्रोसेस को मेन मेमोरी से हार्ड डिस्क से मेन मेमोरी या फिर मेन मेमोरी से सीपीयू से मेन मेमोरी ऐसे उसको घुमाया जाएगा for the purpose of completing the execution. Input queue is used where the processes are waiting to be executed. So you have an input queue where each and every process will be waiting. According to the chance of the process, it will be selected. It will be brought into the main memory. उसको multiple times main memory से CPU से main memory भेजा जाएगा for completing its work. Once the execution will be completed, it will go out of the system. So what is the normal procedure? To select one process from the input queue, load it into the memory, execute it, generate the result and throw out of the system. So when it is brought in the system, कुछ तो space दिया जाएगा उसको. When it is thrown out from the system, that space is made vacant for new process to enter. Yes or no? Understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
So whenever a process comes into the system for execution, it is allocated with a memory address. Yes, उसको memory दिया तो उसको location भी देना पड़ेगा कि वो किधर stored है. तो where does that location start from? The location starts from 0000. जैसे ही आप प्रोसेसर बढ़ाते जाओगे वो लोकेशंस भी अलग अलग प्रोसेस के बढ़ते जाएंगे. अगर सिस्टम पूरा खाली हो गया तो वापस एड्रेस कहाँ से स्टार्ट होंगे? अलोकेशन को 0000 से स्टार्ट होंगे. ओके, सो जस्ट in case for showing you one example, let us see this diagram that we have so many processes. Can you see this picture? This part.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is your main memory. This is your main memory. Yeah? Physical memory is also called as main memory. So you have segment 1, 0, 2, 3, 4. These are what? These are nothing but the processes. Can you see हर एक processor को starting address है, ending address है. Starting address है, ending address है. Starting address है, ending है. This is the start, this is the end, this is the start, this is the end. So segment 0 अंदर आएगा, execute होगा, execute होने के बाद this memory space 1400 and 2400 will become vacant and it will be allocated to new process. तो memory location start कहाँ से होंगे? 000 से. So this location is nothing but 0000. So जैसे जैसे आपको processes बढ़ते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे आपका memory locations भी बढ़ता जाएगा. Are you understanding this? Yes?
Yes.
Ma'am.
If I remove all the segments, सबका execution हो गया, सब चले गए, तो जो भी न्यू आएगा वो कहाँ से allocate होगा? 0000 से allocate होगा. क्यों? Because पूरा memory free है, तो आपको जो first आएगा उसको first slot पे ही allocate करना पड़ेगा. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute. Okay. Understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So every process that comes in the system will be, if it is in the hard disk, it will be brought in the main memory, also called as physical memory. When it comes into that physical memory, a memory location starting and the ending address is allocated, and the processor will select that particular process from that memory location. It will complete that execution. After the execution is completed, it will make that memory location free for some another process to come. Clear? So if entire memory is empty, whichever is the first process that will come will be allocated with the address 0000. Clear? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now tell me, how does a program get executed? अगर मेरे पास Turbo C software है and if I press F5, what is the procedure that is going to happen? क्या होगा? डायरेक्ट एग्जीक्यूशन होगा क्या?
तो सेकेंडरी मेमोरी से मेन मेमोरी में आएगा.
नहीं नहीं, वो सब तो हार्डवेयर का काम है. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग हार्डवेयर. ठीक है, वो मेन सेकेंडरी मेमोरी से मेन मेमोरी में आ गया, प्रोसेसर ने उसको ले लिया एंड इट हैज स्टार्टेड द एग्जीक्यूशन. व्हाट विल बी द सॉफ्टवेयर पार्ट?
It will
This
be
was all
assigned
hardware.
some base address and limit.
सॉरी निशित.
It will be given some base address and the limit.
ठीक है, बेस एड्रेस भी दे दिया, लिमिट भी दे दिया. अभी इसको पता चल गया कि कौन सा स्टार्ट है कौन सा एंड है. बाद में क्या होगा? कैन आई से लोडिंग पार्ट इज डन? कैन आई से लोडिंग पार्ट इज डन? सेकेंडरी से मेन में आ गया, मेन में उसको स्टार्टिंग एड्रेस मिल गया, एंडिंग एड्रेस मिल गया, अभी उसने स्टार्ट किया है. कैन आई से दिस लोडिंग इज डन?
Yes.
Yes.
आफ्टर लोडिंग व्हाट विल हैपन?
Execution.
Compile होगा code.
Correct. The program will be compiled, it will be linked, and then it will be executed, and then the result will be displayed. So it is not only loading, but a program also does a function of compiling, linking, executing, and then displaying the result. So वो जैसे जैसे phase में जाता है, from loading to compile, compile to linking, linking to execute, execute to display the result, in every process or in every step अलग अलग address generate होते हैं. लिंकिंग से लोडिंग में जाए, सॉरी लोडिंग से कंपाइल में जाएगा नया एड्रेस, कंपाइल से लिंकिंग में जाएगा नया एड्रेस, लिंकिंग से एग्जीक्यूशन में जाएगा न्यू एड्रेस, देन फ्रॉम एग्जीक्यूशन टू स्टोरेज न्यू एड्रेस. सो ऑल दीज स्टेप्स जनरेट्स different address and we have different names for each and every address. Let us see what is the first address, and we call this concept as address binding. Okay, so what is the first address? Relocatable address. What does it mean? In programming, an address that is to be adjusted to reflect the actual place in a memory into which a program is loaded for execution is called as relocatable address. Program किधर था? Secondary memory में. Can I execute it from secondary memory? No.
No, ma'am.
I have to bring it to the actual place. What is the actual place? That is either physical memory or main memory. So when I'm bringing it from the disk to its actual place, and when the memory address is generated into an actual place, we call it as a relocatable address. Why? Because the program is relocated from the disk to the main memory for the purpose of execution. So that is what is called as relocatable address. Clear up till here? Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Next
ma'am.
is symbolic address. Now, what is symbolic address? The address used in the source code. That is, the address used for variables name, constants, and instruction labels are called as symbolic address. Now, your variable will be in some other location. Your constant will be in some another location. Your labels for instructions will be in some another location. So when I bring them all together at one place, what are those individual locations for variables, constants, and labels called as? They are called as symbolic address. Do you know what is instruction label? माइक्रोप्रोसेसर अभी चल रहा है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
इंस्ट्रक्शन लेबल क्या है? एनी आइडिया? इंस्ट्रक्शन सेट हुआ?
Of course.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो डू यू रिमेम्बर इन अ प्रोग्राम इफ आई हैव अ लूप, आई राइट जंप इफ नॉट जीरो, then jump if required. I write such labels in the program. So what is that? Jump if not zero, jump if carry. So those are nothing but the labels. So because of the label, the instruction will move properly in the loop in your program. So those labels are also stored somewhere and they have memory locations. So that memory locations or those addresses are considered to be as symbolic addresses. सुना है कि नहीं? Jump if carry, jump if not zero, jump if zero.
Yes, ma'am.
Rotate with left, with right. So you use these as a labels in your program. So that labels, when they are stored, they also have a location. Okay. So what is that? Those address or those location called as symbolic addresses. Okay. Next is absolute address. What do you mean by absolute address? Address space where an operand is to be found or deposited. ऑपरेंड मतलब क्या? व्हाट इज ऑपरेंड? एड ए कॉमा बी, इसमें से ऑपरेंड क्या है? Sorry?
A, B. A and B.
A and B are the operands. So if in the program I have not specified the data, but if I have stored that data in some operand, how am I supposed to go and access that operand? I can go and access that operand by using its own address called as absolute address. So जिधर operand store है, वो address को हम क्या बोलेंगे? We won't call it as memory location, but we will call it as absolute address. So वो address use करके I have to extract the operand. Okay. Next is compile time. What do you mean by compile time? What happens during compiling?
Ma'am, source code to machine code.
It converts your source code to the language which your machine is going to understand, because your program which you have written is in some programming language which you have understood. But will that system understand? No. So it has to be converted into the language which system understand. That is what is called as compilation. So what is happening in this compile time? All your symbolic addresses are converted into relocatable address. तो ये जो भी variable वगैरह जिधर जिधर store थे, उसको हम एक ही जगह पे मेन मेमोरी में लाएंगे और वहां से it will be compiled or it will be executed. Okay. What do you mean by load time? Load time क्या है?
And the libraries and all are loaded.
It is the place from where your program will be loaded. तो अभी आपका प्रोग्राम कहाँ आ चुका है? सब कन्वर्जन करके it has come inside the main memory. So CPU has to take the data directly now from the main memory. Why? Because it is brought from several different locations and it is compiled and loaded inside your main memory. Now you don't have to go anywhere. You just have to go to the main memory and take everything from the main memory. What is execution time? What is execution time? Your process has started the execution and it will complete its execution time once when it displays the result. So एक बार result display हो गया, that means your execution of that respective process is being completed and the result will be stored in one or the other memory locations or anywhere either in the main memory or in the secondary memory wherever the system finds place. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now apart from this, ये सब addresses तो है ही. Apart from this, you are supposed to use two main addresses. Which are those two? One we call it as logical address and another we call it as physical address. Now can anyone tell which would be logical and which would be physical? Any idea of what will be logical and what will be physical?
Ma'am, physical will be main memory address. No?
Correct. Physical will be your main memory address and logical will be the address generated by the CPU. Okay. So let us see what it does. What does it mean? Logical address is generated by CPU while the program is running. तो जब ये आपने program execution में दे दिया, तभी कौन सा address CPU generate करेगा? It will generate a logical address. This logical address is also called as virtual address and it does not exist physically. वो physical उसका there is no physical existence, therefore it is called as virtual address. The hardware device called memory management unit is used to map this logical address to the physical address. Abhi, from where I am taking the data? I am taking it from the main memory. I am giving it to whom? To the CPU. CPU is executing it and giving it back to whom? To the main memory for the storage. Abhi, when I talk about main memory को क्या कौन सा address समझता है? Physical address. Main memory does not understand this logical address. Who generates this logical address? CPU. So will I require a conversion of this logical into physical? Yes, because whatever CPU is generating in the form of a result cannot be stored in the CPU. It has to go and get it stored in the main memory. तो main memory में हम logical address देके data store नहीं कर सकते. Physical address देके ही data store करना पड़ेगा. So what do? I have a unit called as memory management unit, which will convert this logical address of CPU into the physical address, which is understood by main memory, and then it will ask the data to store on that particular physical address inside your main memory. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now what is physical address? It identifies the physical location of required data in the memory. तो जो data memory में है, वो उसका जो location है, that we call it as a physical address. The user never directly deals with the physical address, but it can access the logical address. अभी user को physical address को access करने का rights नहीं है. It can use only logical address which is generated by the CPU. Okay, therefore we have the concept of memory management unit which will help the logical to convert into physical and then store it in the main memory, because user can use that logical and with the help of main memory it will be converting it into physical and then storing it into the main memory. Now how that MMU works, that we will see. Okay, once you see it, you will understand what is logical and what is physical. Now see this diagram. CPU generates a logical address 346. CPU के पास एक प्रोग्राम है, वो प्रोग्राम को उसने एग्जीक्यूट किया और एक लॉजिकल एड्रेस जनरेट किया 346. Now can I use this logical address and store the data in the main memory? No. Why? Because main memory को क्या चाहिए? Physical address ही चाहिए. उसको ये logical address समझ में ही नहीं आएगा. So in between these two, what I'm using memory management unit. ये यूनिट का काम क्या है? टू कन्वर्ट दिस लॉजिकल एड्रेस, गिव मी सम फिजिकल एड्रेस, एंड बाय यूजिंग दैट फिजिकल एड्रेस आई विल स्टोर द डेटा इन द मेमोरी. सो मेमोरी मैनेजमेंट यूनिट विल जनरेट द फिजिकल एड्रेस. ओके, सो अभी मेन मेमोरी यूनिट के पास यू हैव अ एड्रेस कॉल्ड एज 1400. व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज नथिंग बट अ बेस रजिस्टर. ठीक है, बेस रजिस्टर क्या बताएगा आपको कि स्टार्टिंग लोकेशन क्या है. सो व्हेन द बेस रजिस्टर कंटेंट or that address of the base register is added with this particular logical address, you get your physical address. And what is that physical address? It is nothing but the starting point where your data will store inside the main memory. Then up till where it has to be stored will be told by whom? It will be told by your limit register. Where is your limit register? It has to be inside your memory only. So what is there in the main memory unit? Your main memory unit is nothing but storing the base register information and the limit register information. And with the help of those two, I can convert this logical address into the physical address. And what is that physical address? Exact location where your data is inside your main memory. Are you understanding? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This 346 cannot be used directly to store in the main memory. It has to be converted into some physical address, and then it can be stored inside the main memory. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is the difference between logical and physical address? Logical is virtual, generated by whom? By CPU. Physical is generated by whom? By your main memory. The user can view the logical address of the program, but user cannot view the physical address. आपको पता है कि main memory में कौन से location पे आपका data store है? You don't know. Why you don't know? Because you do not communicate with the main memory. Who has a right to communicate with the main memory? It is only the CPU. But are you allowed to communicate with the CPU? Yes, you are allowed to communicate with the CPU. How? You can give the program directly to execute to the CPU. Okay. User uses the logical address to access the physical address. Why do I use this logical address? It is just a medium to get a entry into the physical address. Okay. User cannot directly communicate with the physical address. It is same, generated by CPU, generated by main memory unit. So main memory unit will allow me to convert this CPU generated address into the main memory address. Understood up till here?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, can anyone tell me what is swapping?
The swap, it is a process where the processor stores the unused programs into a separate file on hard disk to save some RAM, to free some RAM.
For example, if I have two processes, P1 and P2, P1 is started its execution, P2 has also started its execution. अगर P1 को कुछ IO resources चाहिए, what will happen with P1? P1 will be swapped
with
out.
P2.
P1 will be swapped out, and I can have another process which can be swapped in. P1 का काम खत्म हो गया, तो वापस जो प्रोसेस स्वैप इन हुआ था वही स्वैप आउट हो जाएगा और P1 स्वैप इन हो जाएगा. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So what I'm doing, swapping is a mechanism in which processes can be swapped out temporarily and moved inside the secondary memory and make that memory available for some another process. जब वो previous processes का काम हो जाएगा, that previous process will again be brought back from the secondary inside the main memory. And what do we call this technique as? We call this technique as memory compaction. So this is a main memory, this is a secondary memory. All the process which wants to be executed are brought inside the main memory. So I want process P1 and P2 to execute. So they both are brought inside the main memory. So process 1 and process 2 are executing. Now process 1 wants some IO. So can I make it wait over here only and waste the CPU time? Can I do that?
No, ma'am.
No. So what I have to do is process 1 will be swapped out and it will be made wait in the secondary memory. अभी secondary memory में दूसरा process कौन wait कर रहा है execution के लिए? P3. So P3 will be swapped in. Whenever P1 का IO is being completed, P3 जो अंदर आया था that will go out and P1 will be brought inside to complete its remaining execution. P1 का execution खत्म हो गया. So who will be brought in? Again P3 will be brought in because it has already started its half execution and it is waiting for half to complete. So processes whichever is having IO wait are swapped out and made wait in the secondary memory. Once their work is completed, they can be again swapped in for completing the remaining execution. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
why is this swapping done? In order to utilize the CPU at its maximum or not to make the CPU idle. Therefore, this concept of swapping is being done. Clear? So processes are swapped between main memory and secondary memory. Clear?
Yes,
Yes. Okay. Now, contiguous memory allocation. What do you mean by contiguous memory allocation? Contiguous मतलब क्या?
Continuous.
In continuation, one after another. Okay. If the classroom is empty, and if I ask that you have to sit in the classroom one after another, roll number wise, can you go and sit on the last bench if you want?
No, ma'am.
No. Why? Because what did I say? You have to go in the class roll number wise and you have to sit one after another. So if your roll number is 2, can you go and sit on last bench instead of sitting on second bench? No. So in continuous means what? One after another. You don't have to put any gap in between, or you don't have to keep any bench empty in between. So same way, memory is also allocated to the processes in continuation. तो अगर प्रोसेस स्टार्ट हो रहा है 0000 लोकेशन पे, एंड इफ इट इज गोइंग टू टेक स्पेस टिल 0002, कैन आई स्टोर द नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस एट द लोकेशन 3000?
No, ma'am.
नो. व्हाई? बिकॉज मेमोरी शुड बी अलोकेटेड इन कंटिन्यूअस. तो नेक्स्ट लोकेशन कहां से होगा? 0003 से लेके उसको जितना स्पेस चाहिए वहां तक. करेक्ट? So am I keeping any memory space empty or blank? No. So if the processes are stored in continuous, so the memory allocated to them will also be continuous. That is what is called as contiguous memory allocation. Okay. Continuous memory allocation is a classical memory allocation model that assigns a process consecutive memory blocks. तो जो मेमोरी है वो प्रोसेसेस को कैसे अलोकेट होगी? कॉन्जिक्यूटिव मैनर में, एक के बाद एक. ठीक है, विदाउट कीपिंग एनी ऑफ द मेमोरी लोकेशन ब्लैंक. व्हेन प्रोसेस नीड्स टू एग्जीक्यूट, मेमोरी इज रिक्वायर्ड बाय द प्रोसेस. तो अगर कोई भी प्रोसेस को एग्जीक्यूट करना है तो वो रिस्पेक्टिव उसका स्टार्टिंग एड्रेस और एंडिंग एड्रेस रिक्वेस्ट करेगा, और बेस्ड ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेस विल बी सिलेक्टेड, will be executed, and then it will be gone out. The size of the process is compared with the amount of contiguous main memory available to execute the process. Now, for example, process P1 को मैंने स्टोर किया 0000 से लेके 0002 तक, तो उसने कितना साइज यूज किया? 2 KB का. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस P2 कहाँ से स्टोर करना चालू करूंगी? 0003 से. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर वो 5 KB का है तो वो कहां तक स्टोर होगा? 3 + 5 मतलब 8 तक. 00008. करेक्ट? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all
Yes,
there?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is everybody listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
पहला प्रोसेस को 2 KB लगा, सो 0 से 2 तक अलोकेट किया. दूसरा प्रोसेस को अलोकेट कहां से करना है? 3 से स्टार्ट करना है. क्यों? क्योंकि कंटीजियस है, तो आई कैन नॉट लीव 3 ब्लैंक एंड स्टार्ट विद 4. आई हैव टू यूटिलाइज 3. उसको 8 KB चाहिए, तो टोटल 8 KB चाहिए. सो 3 प्लस, इट विल बी 3 + 8. I told previously 5. Now let us take 8. So 8 plus 3 plus 8 will become how much? 11. Correct? समझ रहा है कि
Yes.
नहीं?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, पेन और टेक बुक एंड पेन इफ यू वांट, यू राइट इट. 3 से उसको 8 KB डेटा चाहिए, तो 3 + 8 will become 11. So वो 3 से स्टार्ट होगा, 11 पे एंड होगा. Now suppose if process P2 has completed its execution, वो निकल गया बाहर, तो अगेन 8 KB empty हो गया. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now if I want P3 to come inside the system, and मेरा memory, physical memory 11 KB का ही था, तो where I can put this process P3, where the memory is blank. So do I have to again start from P3?
No, ma'am.
Why no? You are not understanding. Wait, let me start the word file. In short, what am I trying to make you understand is, जितना process का size है उतना ही उसको memory मिलेगा. Are you understanding now in a easy term?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
प्रोसेस का साइज 2 KB है तो उसको मेमोरी में कितना लोकेशन मिलेगा? 2 KB का. प्रोसेस का साइज 8 KB है तो उसको मेमोरी लोकेशन में कितने मेमोरी स्लॉट्स मिलेंगे? ओनली 8 KB. प्रोसेस का साइज 50 KB का है तो उसको मेन मेमोरी में कितना स्लॉट्स मिलेगा? 50 KB का स्लॉट. क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
तो जितना is the size of the process, उतना memory will be allocated inside your main memory for storing that process. Now is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. The continuous memory allocation scheme can be implemented in operating system with the help of two registers. Which are those two registers? Base and limit. So without this base and limit register, I cannot function anything inside my CPU. What is base register giving me? The starting location. And with by adding the contents of base register with limit register, what am I getting is the ending location. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So how is physical address calculated? Physical address is calculated by base register plus logical address. Yes or no? Your physical address
Yes,
is
ma'am.
calculated by your logical address plus your base register. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So in continuous memory allocation, all the available memory space remains together in one place. तो जितना यूटिलाइज है वो एक साइड रहेगा, जितना फ्री है वो एक साइड रहेगा. यस और नो?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
क्यों? क्योंकि हमने मेमोरी कंटिन्यूअस अलोकेट की है. तो या एक पूरे मेमोरी में से हाफ विल बी फिल्ड, हाफ विल बी एम्प्टी. यस और नो? तो जितना एम्प्टी स्पेस है वो सारा एक साथ रहेगा, जितना फ्री, जितना यूटिलाइज है वो सारा एक साथ रहेगा. स्कैटर्ड रहेंगे क्या? आधा यूटिलाइज आधा फ्री, आधा यूटिलाइज आधा फ्री, ऐसा होगा क्या? नहीं.
No.
क्यों? बिकॉज कंटिन्यूस है, तो इट इज अलोकेटेड इन कंटिन्यूस. तो इट इज कंटिन्यूसली फिल्ड एंड इट इज कंटिन्यूसली एम्प्टी. यस और नो?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Yes,
in
ma'am.
your operating system, your user ka data, that is your user ka program, should be in your main memory for execution. Yes or no? Whatever you want to execute, any user program, that has to be brought inside the main memory for execution. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So your
Yes, ma'am.
your main memory is divided into two portions. One portion is for operating system for use and another portion is for the user program. So जो main memory है वो उसको आधे में divide किया है. One portion user program के लिए saved है, जो user use करेगा वो memory, और आधा portion operating system को उसके काम के लिए रखा गया है to use main memory. ठीक है? Now in continuous memory, when any user process requests for memory, a single section of continuous memory block is given to the process according to the need, and we can achieve continuous memory allocation by dividing the memory into fixed size partition. तो मैंने क्या किया है, जो मेमोरी है उसको कंटिन्यूअस अलोकेशन दिया है फिक्स्ड साइज पार्टीशन में. फिक्स्ड साइज पार्टीशन मींस व्हाट? मे बी द फिक्स्ड साइज इज 1 KB. तो हर एक मेमोरी लोकेशन को 1 KB में डिवाइड किया है. तो अगर प्रोसेस 1 KB का है तो एक ही ब्लॉक यूज करेगा, 2 KB का है तो 2 ब्लॉक यूज करेगा. 2 ब्लॉक क्यों? क्योंकि एक ब्लॉक को फिक्स्ड साइज में डिवाइड किया है, दैट इज 1 KB. अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes, ma'am.
If I have divided the fixed slots as 2 KB, तो क्या हो जाएगा? अगर प्रोग्राम 2 KB का है तो एक ही ब्लॉक में आ जाएगा, बट अगर 4 KB का है तो 2 ब्लॉक में आएगा. अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
So when I say continuous memory allocation, how am I achieving that continuous memory allocation? By dividing the entire memory into fixed size partitions and then keeping the program in those fixed size slots. So it may happen that if the program chota hai to it has fit into a one block, but if the program is big it can utilize more than one block also. But that utilization of more than one block will be in sequence, 1 के बाद 2, 2 के बाद 3 में, ऐसे. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So your memory
Yes, ma'am.
techniques, your contiguous memory techniques are divided into two. Fixed size partition called as static and variable size partition called as dynamic. Fixed मतलब क्या? सब कुछ 1 KB है तो 1 KB का ही होगा. Variable means one may be of 1 KB, दूसरा 2 KB, तीसरा 4 KB. Variable size, any size. जैसा प्रोग्राम का साइज है उसको वैसे अलोकेट कर दो. बट फिक्स साइज में क्या कर रहे हैं? भले प्रोग्राम का साइज कैसे भी होगा, बट जितना साइज डिसाइडेड है उतने ही साइज में आना चाहिए. अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So dynamic partitioning is variable size partitioning scheme. It performs allocation dynamically. Dynamically मतलब क्या? जैसे प्रोसेस आएगा और उसको जैसे जो प्रोसेस को जितना साइज लगता है उतना I will allocate. ठीक है? So when a process arrives, partition of the size equal to the size of process created. So if I have two process P1 and P2, वेरिएबल में क्या होगा? P1 आएगा, P1 का साइज कितना है? 4 KB. तो कितना अलोकेट करो? 4 KB अलोकेट कर दो. P2 का साइज क्या है 6 KB, कितना अलोकेट करो 6 KB दे दो, तो जितना प्रोसेस को चाहिए उतना मिल जाएगा. In where? In variable. But what will happen in the fixed size? If process 1 is of 2 KB but memory slot कितना है 1 KB का, तो पहला 1 KB slot 1 में जाएगा, दूसरा 1 KB slot नंबर 2 में जाएगा. फिर कौन आता है प्रोसेस P2, उसको कितना चाहिए, उसको 4 KB का डेटा है. So how much memory slots will be allocated? 4 memory slots in continuation. Am I allocating it as it is when it is coming? No. That is done when it is dynamic partitioning. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The process arrives and leaves the main memory. तो process आया, execution हो जाएगा, तो it is going to leave the memory. So when what will happen? Some holes will be created. Holes means what? Memory space will be created. Okay. Now these holes are allocated to the process when they arrive in the future. Now what will happen? Let us see this with the help of a word file now. This is my main memory, also called as physical memory, also called as RAM. Okay. In between both of them, I will have where is the text box? Can you see text box? Insert.
Ma'am, right click on table. On table.
टेक्स्ट बॉक्स चाहिए मेरे को. ठीक है.
हम स्मार्ट आर्ट ले लो, वो भी डिसेबल्ड है.
नहीं आ गया.
मैम इन द राइट साइड. मैम इन दैट टैब ओनली.
ठीक है, चलो मिल गया अभी. सो इन बिटवीन बोथ ऑफ देम आई हैव सीपीयू फॉर एग्जीक्यूशन. ठीक है. अभी व्हाट आर वी टॉकिंग? That we have fixed size partition and we have variable size partition. Let us first understand what is fixed size. Okay, these are my processes P1, P2, P3. Okay, now process P1 is of 4 KB, process P2 is of 2 KB. Okay, in fixed size partition I have decided that my main memory ka each of the block will be of 1 KB. ठीक है. सो इसका साइज कितना है 1, इसका भी 1, इसका भी 1, everyone will be 1. Why? Because it is fixed. Partition किया हुआ है fixed 1 KB. So when the process 1 wants to get stored in main memory, कितना है 4 KB का है. How many slots it will require? 4 slots. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So P1 इधर भी P1, but it should go in continuous. Yes. Yes or no? P1.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. अभी P1 में स्टोर हो गया कंप्लीटली. नाउ P2 will come. P2 को कितना चाहिए 2 KB. So will it take entire only one slot? How many slots it will take? 2 slots. So 1 for P2 and 1 more for P2. So like this, depending on the size of the processes, fixed blocks will be allocated of 1 KB each. Clear up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now what we are doing it in variable. Let us see that. Variable में I have same processes P1, P2 and P3. दोनों के बीच में I have CPU. What is that? ठीक है, दोनों के बीच में I have CPU. Okay, now what will I do in variable size partition? What is to be done? Will I divide it into fixed size block first of all? No.
No.
तो क्योंकि it is not fixed size, it is variable. तो वेरिएबल में अलोकेशन कैसे होगा? जैसे जैसे प्रोसेसेस आते हैं वैसे वैसे अलोकेट होंगे. तो आई से प्रोसेस P1 है 4 KB का, तो इधर अगर 4 स्लॉट फ्री है तो मैं ये 4 स्लॉट्स दे दूंगी P1 को. ठीक है, P1 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 एंड P1. ठीक है, चारों स्लॉट्स दे दिए. ठीक है, ऑल द 4 आर ऑफ I don't know how much ever KB it is, but I have assigned all the 4 slots to P1. Now here P3 is stored, here P4 is stored, and here P5 is stored. Now which is the next one to come? Next one is P2. Can I store it over here? No. Why? Because उधर already एक process है. Can I store it over here? नहीं, उधर भी एक और process है. Can I store it over here? नहीं, उधर भी एक और process है. So I have to store P2 over here, which is of 2 KB. तो slot भी 2 KB का था तो उसको 2 KB दे दो. ठीक है. Now process, suppose this is 6. Process P6 wants to come and get stored inside this main memory. Can it get stored over here? No. Why? Because सब कुछ full हो गया है. Is everything filled up? Yes or no?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What I have to do, I have to first complete the execution of any one of these processes, and then only whatever space is created, उसमें I have to load P6. Correct? So let us assume P1 is completely completed, and hence it goes out from the picture. ठीक है, P1 का execution हो चुका है, इसलिए उसने space 4 KB दे दी. P5 का भी execution हो चुका है, so P5 is also gone. Now थोड़ा तो space मिला है अपने को. So let us try to put this P6 inside. P6 is of how much KB? 8 KB. So इधर कितना free है? 4 ही free है. So what I will do? I'll put P6 here, I'll put P6 here, I'll put P6 here, I'll put P6 here. ठीक है. Now what will happen? 8 KB है. 8 KB में से कितना गया? 4 चला गया, 4 बाकी है. Let us assume that this slot is also of 4 KB, and I can put the remaining part of P6 over here. Clear? So what is happening? Whenever the CPU will be executing the process P6, it has to take half of the portion from here and half of the portion from here. Why did this happen? Because I had allocated the process not in fixed size, but in the manner they arrived. 4 KB आया, 4 KB फ्री है, डाल दो. 2 KB आया, 2 KB अगर फ्री है तो डाल दो, नहीं है तो एक KB फ्री है तो एक ऊपर डालो, एक नीचे डालो. Did I do like that? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So because of this, what is happening? Whenever a CPU is executing, CPU is not getting entire P6 in sequence, which it was getting over here in fixed size allocation. So I'm going to come to this problem if I'm using this variable size partitioning. CPU is not getting the entire processes at the same time. It has to go through each and every memory location and search where is the remaining part of P6. That is one of the problem. Clear? Now, what is the second problem? If P3, suppose P3 का size is of 5 KB. P3 ने इसका execution complete किया. Now it is out. Okay, so can I say this 5 KB is free? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I have process P7, which is of size 9 KB. I have process P8, which is of size 10. I have process P9, which is of size 7. Can I allocate these 3 processes anywhere over here, even if I have a free slot?
No, ma'am.
No. Why?
Oh.
Because what am I doing in variable? जितना आया उतना दे दो, but जितना आया उतना है ही नहीं. तो can I give it to that particular process? No. So am I creating a hole over here? Is this hole created? Yes. Is the hole created?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
What is that hole? I have a place to store the data, but since the size is more, therefore I cannot store the data there. Hence the hole is created. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Will that hole be created over here in fixed size?
No, ma'am.
इट मे बी, आई डोंट नो ना, इट मे बी P3 आया साइज 8 का, अभी P3 को जगह है क्या इधर? P3 को कितनी जगह है? 2 ही KB है ना, यही 2 KB है. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So in both the situation, there is a problem of a hole. In fixed size, the problem is called as internal fragmentation and internal fragmentation, and in variable size, the problem is called as external fragmentation. Now, what is internal and external? Ignore the spelling. What is internal and external? External means overall space है किधर भी, इधर इधर किधर भी, ठीक है, I have to count. But internal में क्या है, जो भी space है I do not have to count because I know कितना भरा हुआ है कितना empty है, because जो भी भरा है वो एक साइड भरा है, जो खाली है वो एक साथ खाली है. But external में क्या है, कुछ कुछ जगह भरा है, कुछ कुछ जगह खाली है. Okay, so that is what is external, where I have some slots, in some slots I have data, in some slots it is free, again in the next slot I may have a data. But what is internal? Either entire slot is full and the entire slot is remaining. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this clear up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So in fixed size partition also, fragmentation, that is problem of allocating the processes to the main memory, is there, but it will not be as much as it is in external or in variable scheme. Because what is happening in variable scheme, I have many processes, but all those processes cannot be allocated until and unless one or the other processes goes. Okay, but what will happen in case of fixed, P3 को अगर 8 चाहिए, तो if P4 has completed, तो I am getting entire 4 empty slots together. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
But here,
Yes, ma'am.
even if I get those slots, will that slots will be together? Are they together? They may be or they cannot. But chances of getting the slots together is rare. Why? Because कैसे allocate किया है? Variable size में allocate किया है. तो मिलेगा तो भी किधर भी मिलेगा, scattered position में. तो जब CPU को execute करना होगा, I have to start from location 000. इधर है क्या? नहीं है. इधर है क्या? नहीं है. इधर है? हाँ है. जितना है उतना execute करो. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So both of them has a problem of fragmentation, but solving internal fragmentation is much easier because I know how much is free and how much is allocated. So for a point of time, if I cannot execute P3, if I have P4 where the slots are matching, I can select that particular process. But here, even if I have multiple processes in waiting, since I cannot accommodate any of the process, I have that problem of fragmentation. Even if I could accommodate, how am I accommodating? Wherever I'm finding the place. So even if they are accommodated, it will be difficult for CPU to find and allocate or find and start the execution. But here, once they are allocated, it will be easy for CPU to start and complete the execution. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody
Yes, ma'am.
clear? So what is happening in dynamic or variable? I am allocating the processes as and when they come. जिसका भी एग्जीक्यूशन हो गया वो बाहर चला जाएगा और उसके जगह पे कोई दूसरा प्रोसेस अगर वही साइज का है तो उसको अलोकेट किया जाएगा, नहीं है वो साइज का तो उसको बिट्स एंड पार्ट्स में अलोकेट किया जाएगा. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
What will be that bits and parts? Let us see. First fit, best fit and worst fit. First fit मतलब क्या? Allocate the first hole that is big. First hole means first memory space, जो सबसे बड़ा है उसको ही allocate कर दो. पूरा मेमोरी ढूंढते मत जाओ, जो आपको फर्स्ट दिख रहा है सबसे बड़ा उसमें वो प्रोसेस डाल दो. फिर भले वो प्रोसेस को उतना चाहिए तो ठीक है, नहीं चाहिए तो वेस्ट होगा. अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, ma'am.
I repeat again, first fit is what? ब्लॉक का साइज 8 KB है, प्रोसेस का साइज 1 KB है, बट सबसे फर्स्ट मैंने देखा उसको कि वो खाली है, इसलिए मैंने उसको आंख बंद करके डाल दिया. ठीक है, तो जो भले प्रोसेस को 1 KB लगा है, 7 KB वेस्ट हो गया तो भी मैंने उसको दे दिया. क्यों? क्योंकि फर्स्ट फिट था, फर्स्ट बिगेस्ट होल. अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes, ma'am.
So can I say again that those 7 KB may be wasted in future? Yes? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So can I again end up into external fragmentation? Yes. If I end up into external, even if I do not end up into external fragmentation, will a CPU find it difficult to take the process in sequence? Yes. Okay. Next, what is best fit? Best fit means what? Allocate the smallest hole, and for that we have to search the entire list. Best मतलब क्या? 1 KB का है प्रोसेस, तो ढूंढो पूरे मेमोरी लोकेशन में 1 KB फ्री है क्या. अगर फ्री है तो अलोकेट कर दो, दैट विल बी द बेस्ट मैच. 1 KB चाहिए था, 1 KB मिल गया, बट हमने क्या टाइम वेस्ट किया? पूरा मेमोरी को सर्च करने का टाइम वेस्ट किया. अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes, ma'am.
बट वी हैड अ रिजल्ट विच वॉज बेस्ट. हमने वेस्ट नहीं किया मेमोरी, जितना था उतना ही मिला उसको. ओके. नेक्स्ट इज वर्स्ट केस. वर्स्ट केस मीन्स क्या? allocate the largest hole, and again for doing that we have to search the entire memory. Process का size 1 KB है. Go to the main memory, keep on searching the largest hole. पूरे में largest hole कितना है? Suppose 12 KB का है, तो भले प्रोसेस 1 KB का है, डाल दो वो largest hole 12 KB में, बाकी के 11 KB वेस्ट होंगे तो it is okay. That will lead to fragmentation and then we will look out what is to be done at that time. So what am I doing? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जितना नहीं चाहिए उतना दे दिया. सेकेंड, पूरा लिस्ट में लार्जेस्ट होल ढूंढने में टाइम वेस्ट किया. तीसरा, एक्सटर्नल फ्रेगमेंटेशन हो गया. चौथा, सीपीयू को ढंग से मिला ही नहीं चेक करने के लिए कि इज द प्रोसेस एग्जीक्यूटेड प्रॉपरली और नॉट. अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Yes,
Yes.
Ma'am.
So out of this 3, first and last choice is the best fit. जितना चाहिए उतना ही दो. So can we use this variable length or can we use this variable partitioning? No. Best option is go for fixed size partitioning, because there also we may come to fragmentation, but we can solve that fragmentation when it comes to the part of CPU searching. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So जितना चाहिए उतना ही allocate करो. Do not unnecessarily waste the space, memory space, which may be utilized for some another processes in the future. Are you understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear up till here? Internal, external fragmentation. Internal is in fixed size, external is in variable. Out of this 2, we try to use fixed size partitioning, so that even if the fragmentation comes later, we are solving the fragmentation and not taking up till CPU, because when the CPU is executing, it is getting all the processes in sequence as they are assigned in the continuous manner. Clear? Here we are not assigning it in the continuous manner. We are seeing कि कितना चाहिए उतना दे दो, वेस्ट हुआ तो भी चलेगा. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
we stop here for the day. We are left with the 2 topics, that is paging and segmentation. Now let me just give you some idea what is paging and segmentation. क्या कर रहे हैं हम? CPU कौन सा एड्रेस जनरेट कर रहा है?
Logical address.
Is that address understood by your physical memory where you are actually going to store the data?
No, ma'am.
No. So what am I using? I'm using memory management unit to convert that logical address into physical address. So now how is the working of that memory management unit? It uses 2 concepts called as paging and segmentation, where your memory is divided into either pages or in the segments. And then with the help of these concept of paging, segmentation along with MMU, we are going to convert logical address into physical address. Okay? So my memory is managed in my operating system by using the concept of paging and by using the concept of segmentation. तो आपका जो main memory है, how is that memory managed? Either by using paging technique or by using segmentation technique. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So we will
Yes, ma'am.
we'll be seeing these 2 topics